Our guest today is Lexy Malone. Lexy is Miss West Point Rodeo, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first of all, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Give us some background about yourself, Lexy.
I'm from Holly Pond, Alabama, and I'm 20 years old, and I work full-time at the Margaret Jean Jones Center with the special needs adults, and I plan to pursue a career in occupational therapy. My hobby is rodeo, apparently, and I come from a rodeo family, and my mom, she ran barrels, my dad showed horses, so I've been around it since I was little.
Your family originally was from Texas, I believe.
My mom was from Texas, and my dad's from here.
Okay, all right. So obviously your interest in writing is something that you grew up with.
Oh yes, oh yes. Ever since I could remember, I've been on a horse.
What kind of horses do you have?
We have quarter horses, just any kind. I mean, we do. I like to rope, so roping horses.
Okay, so you have been competing in rodeo events, I assume, a little bit?
I didn't compete when I was younger. I started competing when I was older because I played sports in high school. So I didn't really have time for that. But then when I got out of high school, I started competing, and I started in a youth rodeo when I was 18.
Okay. And how did you get interested in competing in the Miss West Point Rodeo pageant?
It's a local pageant, and I had heard about it, and through some friends and stuff, and so I figured I would get some experience, first of all, with my local pageant, and so I competed last year, and I won.
Now, have you competed in pageants before?
Yes, I competed when I was little, though. Around when I was 8, I competed a lot, and then I got out of it and played sports because I played volleyball, basketball, softball, so we were busy in high school, and then I got back in it when I was older.
Okay, tell us about competing for, like, Miss West Point Rodeo. What are the categories that you compete in?
The main category is horsemanship, and you're required to ride a horse in a pattern that they give you, and you draw numbers and you ride a horse that you've never rode before, and then you also have interview that counts. And they ask you personality questions, they ask you about rodeo, they ask you equine science, they ask you current events, and then you have a speech that either you can have a speech that they give you a topic for, or you have anything you want to, it just depends on the pageant what they want you to have a speech about. So,
of those different categories, which did you feel the most comfortable doing?
The most comfortable interview. I like talking. So when they ask you about yourself, that's easy because I can talk about myself all day long. But you just have to study and know equine science and know rules of rodeo, and you'll be good. So if you can talk about yourself, talk about rodeo, and talk about equine science, you're good.
Okay. The riding part of it, since this is not a horse that you've ridden before, how difficult is that?
It's pretty difficult, but they want to see how you can handle if you take your title and you go to a rodeo and they say, we need you to carry the American flag. Well, they put you on a horse that you've never rode before. So you need to be able to handle any kind of horse that they put you on so you can go out there and carry the American flag. But by getting ready for that, you just ride different kinds of horses, like ride your friend's horse, ride your horse. Don't get used to just one horse.
So that's how you practice riding different horses?
You just ride different horses all day long. You do the pattern on every horse, a good horse, a horse that's not so trained, anything.
Okay. Well then, as Miss West Point Rodeo, then that allowed you to compete in Miss Rodeo USA, right?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
That was an experience. It was awesome. It was a whole week long, from Sunday to Sunday. So yeah, over a week. And it was in Oklahoma City, and you have a roommate, and you are up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you have to be ready by 7, and you go to bed at midnight every night.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they keep you going all day long, and it was awesome. It was really awesome.
How many contestants compete in Miss Rodeo USA?
This year we had 17, and they were from everywhere, South Dakota, and we had some from Texas, and we had some from Arkansas, and we actually had 4 girls from Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, you're 20 years old. Were you one of the youngest competing, or how did that work out?
I thought I'd be the youngest, but no, there was actually a girl that was 18, and the age division is 18 to 26, and there was a girl that was 18, and I was like, girl, you are brave, because she was really young, because I thought I was young, but she was 18. She was really good, though. She was really good.
Were most of the contestants ladies who had competed before?
Yes, there was a lot of them that had competed before, like once or twice, because at Miss Rodeo USA you can compete more than once, and there's a different Miss Rodeo America, that's a different higher one, that's you can only compete there once, but at Miss Rodeo USA you can compete more than once.
Okay, so are your plans to compete in another pageant and hopefully go back again?
Hopefully. I think I want to get my schooling out of the way first.
Okay.
So I might take a year off and get my schooling under my belt where I don't have to push that off longer, because I have 6 more years I could go do it, because I'm only 20.
Ultimately, if you could pick a career that would be the most fun to do, what would it be?
The most fun I would rodeo full time. I would breakaway rope and run barrels full time. That would be the dream.
Can you make a living doing that?
You can.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I guess when I think about rodeos, I keep thinking of all the contestants being men. And I don't think about the fact that, well, ladies compete also.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, they have breakaway and they have barrels for women.
Do you do a little competing on the side in some of those events?
Oh, yeah. I love to compete when I can. I've been real busy with school and work, but when I can, I love to. My thing is roping. And women can also team rope. It's usually a men's sport, but you can team rope. And I like to team rope and breakaway rope, and then run barrels occasionally, but not that much.
Okay. When you team rope, does your sister compete with you?
Oh, yes. That would be the dream team right there. She could head, I could heel. Yes, that would be cool.
Okay. Well, thank you for being with us, and get back with us if you compete again. We'd like to follow your career.
All righty.
We'll be back with more of Today on 2 right after this.